Hey, this is Minister Gold. This is a mix-up tutorial on how to keep track of everyone you've rated and how many times you've rated them. And the reason why I'm doing this is because if I don't keep track, I can tend to raid the same people over and over again. Whereas if I keep track, then I can consciously raid other people, so that I'm kind of being more um, like balanced about who I raid and how often. Um, so yeah, if you found this useful, please leave a like and subscribe for more videos like these. If you want to talk with me about Mix It Up, Twitch, gaming, life in general, please follow me on twitch.tv/ministergold. Okay, so we are on version 1.3.0.5. First thing I'm going to do is we're going to go to the menu in the top left and go to currency under the music player. And you're going to make a new currency. Now I called mine raid coin, just because I didn't want to just call it raid because I have a raid command, so I don't want to confuse my raid command with my raid currency. So add the currency, call whatever you want. In my case, raid coin. Set the acquire rate to disabled. And then just save. And when you save it, it's going to create some new commands, and you're going to say yes, you want to create the new commands. Okay. I am not going to save it because I've already created it. Okay, so then after you do that, we'll go to commands. I'm going to type in raid. Okay, I have a lot of commands here. We're only going to look at 4 of them. Okay, so first we'll look at the add raid coin. Now, at the top of this, if you should already have the currency action at the top. But what I do differently is I change the amount and the target user, where target user is $arg1 text and amount is $arg2 text. You could honestly also just make this 1 because it's always going to be 1. You're never going to do more than 1 raid in a single stream. So keeping that as 1 would be fine as well. So you can just go, when you use this, you would just go, the command would be like this: add raid coin, and then let's say super captain Rob, and then that would automatically add 1 coin if this was a 1 instead of $arg2 text. And obviously, when you actually run this command, you won't have to type. You're not going to have to type it in chat. We're going to be using it in one of our other events. Okay, and this is a message to let you know that a raid coin has been added to the user. This is going to show up in chat, but I've made it so that it shows up after you've raided out, so no one else notices unless they're just like hanging out in chat for some reason. Okay, so those are the changes I made here. I talked about a lot of stuff, so let me just recap real quick. arg2 text, $arg2 text goes here. This can be 1 if you want. $arg1 text for the target user. And yeah, that's it. So that is that command. Then we're gonna look at let's look at raid check. Let's look at raid check. So it's just to use it as $raid check. And if you want to check how many coins, how many raid coins a specific user has, you'll use this command. So you'd have a chat message. So go to the drop down, select chat message, add it. $arg1 text has $target user raid coins, and whatever you call your currency for the how you're tracking the raids, you use that instead of raid coin. Okay. And so if I go raid check super captain Rob, Super Captain Rob has one raid coin. Okay, it's a new command, so I haven't like used it a lot yet. So that's why for a lot of my users you only see one. But as you raid them more, you'll see a greater amount of coins, raid coins for those people. Okay, so that is the raid check command. Now, if you want to see more than just one user that you've raided, I created two more commands. It's a last 10 raids command and a last 50 raids command. I don't think you need more than that. 50 is actually a lot. Even 10 is almost a lot. Um, but if we click on this, so the chat trigger is just exclamation point last 10 raids. You can set this to be for the streamer to use, or you can set it to be for the moderator and the streamer if you want. I'll set it to the streamer. I don't need everyone else using it. For the first action, we have a file action. Add it. And this is just to basically delete everything in the file. So that you're starting off with a fresh file. So you'll select the read each line from file action. And make sure before you do all this, you're creating a txt file using like the Notepad application. I just called it raids. You have to put a name, the special identifier name, even if you're not going to use it. And then for the action, set it again to file read and write. Set it to remove random line from file. Again, select the raids file. And again, you have to set the special identifier name to something. So just set it to like raid del for delete. And because it's going through every line from this file, it'll eventually delete every line in this file. Okay. For the next line, again, you have a file read and write action. Add that. Save to file. Again, select the raids txt file. And then the text to save here is $top 10 raid coin or whatever else you're calling your raid currency. And that'll save the last 10 people who you raided. And then for your last message, I just have a chat message that just says raid file updated, just to remind you, to let you know that, hey, the raids txt file was updated successfully. And after you've created this command, go to export actions to file. And save this command. So I have a commands folder that I save this in. So save it there because we're going to use all of this to make the same command again, but for the last 50 raids. So save that. Then for the last 50 raids, you just import the last 10 raids command. And all we're changing is the second action, the file action. So instead of saying $top 10 raid coin, we have $top 50 raid coin. And actually, this number 50, it can be whatever number you want. So if you want to change it to like top 3 or top 11 or top 99, you can update that number to whatever you want. And then just save it. Okay, so those are the 4 commands that I made, and then as far as where we're going to implement, or where we're going to add a raid coin, let's see. There's one thing you should know also before we go there is I have a raid command. I'll go over it briefly because this is related to how we're going to add a raid coin to the raided user. Is I have a raid command. And in this raid command, I have a special identifier called raid target. So go to the drop down, add the special identifier, and hit the plus sign. And it takes a value of $argwan text, and it's globally usable, which means I'll be able to reference this anywhere inside Mix It Up after it's like created. And then after all this, I'm just raiding that target using the Twitch command, using a Twitch action. I have Brian say, hey, we're raiding this person, come with us. And then that's it. I used to put the raid coin over here, but I didn't want chat to see it before we rate it out, so that's gonna go in an event instead. Um, but yeah, you basically I have a let me show you my raid command. Although I can't really raid right now. So I'd go $raid and then like that person's name. And then after I press enter, it's going to raid this person. It's gonna get that raid going. And then save this username. Let me make it a little bigger. Save this username to this special identifier. Okay. So this is very important. If you don't do this, then you will not be able to add the raid coin in the event that we're adding it in. Okay, so now let's go to the events. Go to Twitch. Go to Twitch channel outgoing raid completed. Hit the edit button. And over here, we're using a command. There is an action to use the currency, like just to add it via currency, but it just wasn't working for me, so I'm doing it this way instead. I'm using a command action, running it. It's under chat commands. It's called add raid coin, and then just $raid target 1. And so it'll add 1 raid coin to this user that we're raiding as soon as raid is complete. And that's it. And so now every time you raid, that person will get a raid coin, and now you'll be able to look at your history, or not history, but your, because you don't have like a date or anything, but it'll show like your like the amount of times you've rated each person. And yeah, that's it. That's how to make it so that you can be balanced as far as who you're rating and how often. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like and subscribe for more videos like these. If you want to talk with me about Twitch, Mixup Gaming, life in general, please follow me on twitch.tv/miniaturegold. Alright, thanks. Bye.